for us to invest, to create net new industries based on digital technologies, right? Sam, for me...
But investment requires certainty, doesn't it? And at the moment, it's not certain how that relationship is going to look. Just very briefly.
Just briefly. But I know that the government is working on it. We've been working closely with the government, and there is going to be more clarity in the near future, I would argue. But at the moment, I think we have more demand than we can handle, and there's enough confidence in the government's policies for businesses like mine to invest.
All right, listen, best of luck for Tech Week. Really good to talk to you this morning. Thank you very much indeed. Sriram Visvanathan, thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Still to come on Ian King Live, I'm going to be speaking to the Chief Executive of Halma. What is that? Well, it is a FTSE 100 business providing life-saving technology, and I'm going to be talking to the CEO about their annual results.
I'm Stuart Ramsey, and I'm Sky's chief correspondent.
Well, there's a real sense now that people are beginning to expect that this whole airlift is coming to an end, and they're really, really desperate. We saw snatch squads going in, grabbing people and putting them into trucks.
You either live and recover, or you die.
Okay, so that's like a war.
That's the war, yes.
We help you understand the world with us.
Over the past 24 hours, the soldiers have been attacked on a number of occasions. It's really sending a clear message that Venezuela is eager for change. We've been crushed.
To take you to the heart of stories that shape our world.
They were convinced the United States would become hooked. Well, they were right.
An enormous explosion that's just come down. I think it was a monster that's just landed in between us.
The information on this could bring down the entire network, not just in Iraq and Syria, but across the world.
It's not out of control, but the pig we're drawn. It's so hot.
Now, you might think that a business which describes itself as a global group of life-saving technology companies is perhaps just getting a bit up itself. But in the case of Halma, it probably is justified. The FTSE 100 companies' activities include, among other things, emergency telephones in lifts, security sensors, monitors that check for corrosion on pipelines, gas detection equipment, smoke detectors, and equipment that tests and disinfects water. Well, today it announced annual profits before tax of £316.2 million. It's its 19th consecutive year of record profit. Well, Halma's Chief Executive, Andrew Williams, joins us live now. Good morning to you, Andrew. If you don't mind me saying, you're one of the biggest companies that most people have never heard of.
Yeah, I hear that a lot from people, and I think you could say it's part of the secret of our success, which is that we're a global group of 45 to 50 companies that are really focused on their individual niches in those broader markets of safer, cleaner, healthier. So very much focused, as you said earlier on in your introduction, around making people's lives safe, improving the quality of life for people across the world. And each of our businesses just focus on their niche. So we've got businesses making the devices used in cataract surgery through to, as you mentioned earlier on, making products which improve safety in industrial processes.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound sexy, does it, if you forgive me for saying some of the services and goods that you offer. But there is a real zeitgeist, isn't there, for security, safety, hygiene. Good set of results, 19th consecutive year of record profit for Halma. What is driving it?
Well, we got what we call our sustainable growth model. It's almost 50 years old now, really. It's a combination of things. It's the overall purpose and direction of the business, which is that growing a safer, cleaner, healthier future. But then the way we're organized is very different. Having these 45 to 50 companies really means that we've got huge amounts of agility. And with each of those businesses, they've got control over all their own resources. So they develop their own products, they control their own channel to market. They're each led by an individual board of directors. They have their own manufacturing footprint. And it's really meant this, particularly these last couple of years, that in a world that's changing so fast, where there are new challenges and at the same time new opportunities, we're able to very quickly respond to those changes at the individual company level. And so you've got businesses in the US, for example, that this past year developing new solutions to improve the recycling of metals, or at the same time, we've got businesses that have very rapidly repurposed their technology to help with the treatment of COVID. So you've got a group here that's very innovative, very agile, and therefore a very exciting place to work.
Yeah, it's going so well, Andrew, that you've announced that you're leaving.
Well, I think after 18 years of heading up the company, I've actually joined the group in 1994. It feels exactly the right time for me to hand over to the leadership team, and in particular, Mark Ronchetti, our current CFO. We're in a very strong position. If you think about some of the key global themes coming out of the pandemic, whether it's the increasing demand for healthcare, the increasing importance of the environment and tackling climate change, Halma is a portfolio of businesses that is very well aligned with meeting those challenges. And we've also continued to invest strongly through the pandemic. So our investment in R&D is at record levels. Our investment in our leadership and talent is at record levels. Okay. We've got a very healthy M&A pipeline. And that combined with the very strong leadership group that I built up over the last 5 or 10 years.
You think you're leaving it in good shape?
Well, it's going to be very strong with a lot of potential for the future.
But you can't please everybody, can you? Despite your record profits again, share price has taken a bit of a walloping, hasn't it, this morning from investors? And it's not had a good run this year. Why not?
Well, I think, again, you can control the things you can control. And as you said earlier on, it's our 19th consecutive year of record profit. It's actually our 43rd consecutive year of increasing our dividend by 5% or more. And what I do know is that the investors we've got on our register, particularly at the top end of our register, have remained hugely loyal over the last 3 to 5 years. And in many cases, they've increased their investment in Halma. And I'm pretty confident in the future that will continue. As we continue to deliver growth, continue to deliver against our model, then we'll find that the market will recognise that over the longer term.
Now, you're sailing out of here, but we go into choppy waters, don't we, ahead, economic waters. What do you think are the main concerns? What will you be leaving on the desk for your successor to say, watch out for this, I'm worried about this?
Well, having led the group through the financial crisis way back, the Brexit, obviously the pandemic, I know that the group is resilient and built to deal with those changes. As we've got many of the same challenges that many other businesses face, whether it's on the manufacturing side, whether it's supply chain disruption, availability of labour, cost inflation, what have you. And those are things that we actively manage down at the individual company level, day in, day out. So I don't think there's anything that we're not all dealing with at the moment that Mark's going to have to take over from me. And I think there are also things that the company has well in hand. I think slightly longer term, two themes. How does the group continue to have a very effective sustainability story in terms of helping people solve some of their sustainability challenges and climate change? And the second one is we're well into our digitalization journey. So helping our businesses come up with more connected solutions, which really makes our solutions more readily available to more people in the world. So that, growing a sustainable future for everyone is something that's at the heart of our business.
All right. Well, I appreciate you talking to Sky News on possibly one of your last interviews with your annual results there. Thank you very much indeed, Andrew Williams.
Thank you.
Still to come on Ian King Live, we're going to be taking a look at how global markets are starting this morning. There's a lot for them to digest, not least a Bank of England decision at noon.
Tanzania. And the best part is, Sendwave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use Sendwave? Sendwave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about Sendwave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out.
He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the hole of darkness. So what did that? Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019?
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from Sendwave. Sendwave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With Sendwave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, Sendwave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use Sendwave? Sendwave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about Sendwave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Though your heart is aching, smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
This one we win. Speak the word. fall on my side. 1,000 fall on my right side. Shall not come near my dwelling, cause I'm seated in the place of the Most High. 1,000 might fall on my side. 1,000 fall on my right side. Shall not come near my dwelling, for I'm seated in the place of the Most High. Victory, victory.
Well, good morning and welcome to Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Today is the 16th day of June, the year 2022. Time now 10:41 from the House of London. And it is the Thursday edition of the morning show.
Say what? Hey, 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 hey. Ribba-ba-ba, hey. Ribba-bing-bang, hey. Bing-bang-bang, hey. Ribba.
So from now till 1 o'clock, when the curtains are brought down for the end of the program, I'm going to be your captain, being joined by my colleague, Olayomi Koiki, and of course you who is watching or listening to us. But let me say morning to Yomi and to Mr. Frank Davis working behind the scenes. Yes, Frank, morning to you once again. And then to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy as well. Massive good morning. I'm playing in the background something from Ruth Shireen. And it says victory. And victory is yours. It doesn't matter what you might be going through. Somewhere, somehow. If you're not giving, don't throw in the towel. You survive. You know? Humans, we are so wonderful people. If you look at some of the challenges that some people go through, look at the war in Ukraine, look at what is going on in Nigeria and other parts of the world, how people are being like crushed, yet.
We're taking back.
All right then.
The enemy has stolen.
So once again, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. Hello.
We're taking back our children.
But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. But let me say a special good morning to Chief Sunday Igboho. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you yesterday. I'm humbled. Let me say massive good morning to every one of you who joined the Niger Voices yesterday. Thank you very much for your support. I say it all the time. I know it costs you an arm and a leg, yet when we bring programs your way, you just hop on to listen to us, and we salute you greatly.
Bible says.
And let me say good morning also to our honorable guest for yesterday, Chief Mrs. Onitiri Abiola. Right, yes, good morning to you. Good work done there. I loved your presentation. Though there were some that I couldn't understand. But I know this morning when Yomi comes on, it's going to be throwing more light. Because a few people were asking, what does he mean by that? What does he mean by that? But Yomi will be summarizing the whole thing nicely for you this morning as well.
And we are going in again.
Okay, so once again, welcome to the show.
Set your face like a flint.
You want to know who I am? Yes, I am the one and only.
The morning show with Archie.
Ready?
Okay. Now, if you're the first time of tuning in, this is how the program goes for Thursdays. I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel updates. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. Known as Global Trotting. Then after that, at 11 o'clock, we'll be bringing you updates from Nigeria. A summary of what took place on the Niger Voices yesterday, and then we'll look at some of the other stories that is going on today. Then after that, we'll go on to look at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Exactly at 12 o'clock, the lines are open for every one of you to add your voice to the discussions. But before then, if you want to do so, post your comments on our Facebook page, and during the course of the program, post your comments on our Facebook page, and I promise you I'm going to read that as well. And then at 1 o'clock, the curtains are brought down for the end of that program. So in the gist, that's what it's going to be. If you are sitting, sit very comfortably. You are standing, hold on to something. Get yourself a hot or cold drink, whichever is appropriate. And let's take this journey, not to the unknown, but to the known. From archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar, it's making the headlines. I promise you one thing for sure, we'll be touching on it. Mr. Kidiosin, good morning to you. I'll be getting back to you in a jiffy. Let's say morning to my brother Felix all the way in Aberdeen, and Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin. Massive good morning to you and to all you wonderful people, those of you in Americas, those of you in Europe, those of you in Asia, those of you in Australia, and those of you on the African continent. Amaya, good morning. Anthony, good morning. Tassino, good morning. And our listeners in Uganda, Tiso Radio, yes, good morning to you all. Gambian listeners, our Liberian listeners, my goodness, South Africans, Jesus, wow, you all are doing us proud, and we say massive good morning to each and every one of you. Once again, welcome to the show. All right, let's crack on. Now, the quote for the day says, success follows the law of sowing and reaping. It is not normal to sow one thing and expect something different from there. So what are you, putting or sowing when it comes to your career and your life as a whole? Your input determines your output. All right then. Okay, let's move on to the weather front. Coming in this morning, I woke up this morning and I'm thinking, so what is the day going to be like? Well, you want to know? You better brace yourself. Well, landing in the southeast of England, this is how the weather is going to be for you today. Now, today it will be a warm and fine day with plenty of sunshine. There will be a few patches of cloud at times, especially towards the end of the day. Now, this evening will be mostly dry with late sunny spells. Now, tonight we'll see any patches of high cloud diminish, leaving mainly clear skies. Winds will be light there as well. When it comes to the temperature is going to be 29 degrees, the lowest is going to be 16 degrees. Pollen level is going to be very high. Pollen, UV level high, and pollution moderate. Sunset is going to be 21:20 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 04:43 hours. So in a gist, that's what's going to happen. Once again, welcome to the show. Well, Victoria is mine. Let's go straight to the roads. Let's see what is happening there, and I bring you some other tunes there as well. Stay tuned, don't you go away.
Check it out. Keep your eyes on the road. Keep your eyes on the road. Check it out. This is kind of my right here.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. I'm keeping updated. I promise I'm on the Starr Radio Travel Update that comes to every weekday from 10:40. It's now 10:48. So what is happening in travel this morning? The second line, district line, Hammersmith and city lines have got issues there. Let me bring the details of that so that if you can avoid it, do your best to avoid it. The second line has got severe delays due to an earlier customer incident, and the district line has also got severe delays due to an earlier customer incident and signal failure. I think it's being accepted on London Overground, Southwestern Railway, DLR C2C, and London buses. Now, when it comes to the Hammersmith and city lines, we have minor delays there due to an earlier customer incident. That aside, all the others, good service. London Overground, DLR, London Tramlink, good service there. I'm moving on straight to the major roads in London. A4 and Central London Red routes have all got closure. That aside, all the others, good service. You got it. Now, moving on to the riverbank this morning. Apart from the Woolwich Ferry, that is got special service. All the others have got good service. But keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads, and as we keep you navigated, I promise our bond. Now, moving on to the final segment of the travel update, that's the National Rail. On the National Rail this morning, the first Transparent and Express has got special service. Mercy Rail, special service. Northern Rail, special service. Southwestern Railway, minor delays. Transport for Wales, special service there as well. And it's why I say it once again. Well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from Sendwave. Sendwave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With Sendwave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, Sendwave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use Sendwave? Sendwave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about Sendwave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK. It's now gone 8 minutes to the top of the hour, and it's now time for Global Trotted. Well, some of the stories that we'll be looking at from Nigeria, apart from a summary of what took place yesterday on the Niger Voices. Yes. National grid collapses caused by external factors. Now, power supply to improve from July the 1st. We'll believe it when we see it. Okay. Now, Apex Yoruba Diaspora Organization, Yoruba One Voice, has restated its commitment to the struggle for the liberation of the Yoruba race, saying the present situation in Nigeria had made the call come through there. Okay, we'll be looking more into the call for self-determination inevitable, and therefore the need to strengthen the bond of unity in the organization. Well, we'll be bringing you more on that front. And then the Anglican Church have told the federal government that please release Nnamdi Kanu to douse tension in the southeast. Now, if his release is going to be the panacea to the troubles of the southeast, why don't you sacrifice that? Well, and then the other story that we'll be looking at, Shetima is top running mate choice in APC. Who is Shetima? We'll be looking into that. And 2023, why Peter Obi will never become next president. For what is it? Father Mbaka is saying. We'll be bringing you more on those stories as we have when we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki exactly at 11 o'clock. But now let's look at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. But it's all Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, when it comes to stories making the rounds in Ghana, Parliament will be paralyzed with partisan posture. That's what the Speaker of Parliament is saying. Alban Gbagben is saying Parliament will be paralyzed with partisan posture. Now, true or false? Somebody will say, well, both. Okay, and some other stories making the rounds in Ghana as well. 14 MPP regional chairman against Alan Chairman Oduro-Techi reveals. So what is going to happen? Are we going to have Alan Bawumia Alan ticket so that Alan becomes the vice president? The ego is there. How is it going to play out? Or pan up there? Well, we'll be looking into all that as the days unfold. Islamic SHS chaos. Ekufuado Masak Osei Mensa Nana Yao Akwada says. Well, would that happen? Okay. Some back in the day, a couple of years back, I think they were referring, or more than that, during his first term, they were referring the president as the clearing agent. What do they mean by the clearing agent? If anybody has any issue, they bring it up, the person is cleared, and the president says it's okay, it's fit for purpose, let them do their work there. Well, it's all Starr Radio UK. Let me say good morning to Sharifat Suleiman. Good morning. I hope you are doing very, very well. All right then. Now let's move on quickly to other parts of the world as well and look at some of the stories making the rounds there. Well, the police are probing shock mass abduction reports in Abuja. I will try to find out more when we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki on. What are these abductions that are taking place in Abuja, the federal capital? That'll be interesting to know. But wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then. Now let's move on straight to some other stories making the rounds in other parts of the African continent as well. Well, some other stories that have been captured on other networks or websites. Nigerian Army have rescued abducted Chibok girl in Bono. Okay, that'll be interesting. All this while. Okay, and UK Rwanda deal. Kigali residents react to first flight cancellation. We'll be going more into that. Anti-Rwandan tension boil over in looting in Eastern DR Congo. Okay, there are some questions that I want to ask, but I will leave that for another program. But when it comes to other parts of the world still, before we take a musical break, Amazon suspect leads pleas to human remains. Now, UK journalist Dom Phillips and indigenous expert Bruno Pereira went missing in a remote area on the 5th of June. Someone has come to testify of him shooting the pair and burying their body somewhere else in the forest. Okay, now please ask the ambulance to hurry or I'll be please ask the ambulance to hurry or I'll be dead, as the health safety watchdog warns on ambulance delays. Investigates the case of 94-year-old Ken Shabot. Okay, Ken Shabot was asking that they should expedite the arrival of the ambulance. If not, he will be dead. Now, number 10, to publish Gates' resignation letter. Downing Street is raising questions over why Boris Johnson's ethics advisor, Lord Gates, quit his role. Those are some of the stories making the rounds in the UK. In Europe, yes, European trial in Kiev as Ukraine pushes for more weapons. The French, German, and Italian leaders make a show of unity and some criticism over their support for the country. Well, it is Star Radio UK. And thousands of civilians trapped in key Ukraine city. Food and water are running out for the women and children still there. Officials are saying 8 million Australians had to turn off lights. Now, Australia's energy minister apologies, has urged households to use less electricity in the face of a power crisis. So you see, it's not only peculiar to Nigeria, Ghana, they are also going to be having doom, so isn't it? But they have ways and means to actually see to sort it out. What about us? Well. We've been going around that for what? How many years? Donkeys years. Okay. And then U.S. makes biggest interest rate rise since 1994. The U.S. Central Bank has raised rates by 0.75% point as it scrambles to contain soaring prices. Well, are we going to see any increment in interest rates here in the UK as well? This and a lot more we're going to be bringing your way. So don't you go away. It is Star Radio UK. Let's take this music whilst we prepare the grounds for Mr. Olayomi to join in this morning with updates from Nigeria. This is from Denzel Prempe, and it says, "There is nothing that God can't do." Enjoy.
I don't know how to explain it, but it is like saying there is nobody, nothing between nothing and anything between nothing. Yeah. Come on now, guys. Come on. Are you ready? Oh yeah. I want to change it a little bit. All right.
This is Star Radio.
I don't know how to. But I
broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Are you ready to turn it up?
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Only the best music. Only the best music.
Yes, Denzel Prempe for you. Ejaka noko noko beni nyumonya fe. There is nothing that God can't do. I mean, God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above what we think and even ask of. So wherever you are this morning, once again, we say massive, massive welcome to the show. We should be having Mr. Olayomi Koiki joining us. He's already on, but we should get him ready to come on. But whilst we are doing that, a quick announcement. Well, that's Saturday the 23rd of July. Can you pen it down? Well, Inspired Day Nursery are having a summer barbecue 2022. At the 68 Women Road, Croydon, the postcode is CR02XP. There's going to be games, bouncy castle, face painting, music, blah, blah, blah. A lot of it there, raffle, and great food. Now, tickets will be sold in advance. If you want to buy a ticket in advance, it's £3 per person. Now, babies under 1 are free. When it's in your tummy as well, it's free, isn't it? Okay, more on the door. Now, please bring money and the spirit of giving. All praises will be going to the Norwest Ark Children's Hospice. Okay, so that is it for you, and that is by way of some announcement for you. But it's All Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'm bringing the time now to 6 minutes past the top of the hour. Just bear with us whilst we try to get Mr. Olayomi Koiki on. Let's go straight to the commercial break, and once we come back, we'll be having Yomi on. So stay tuned, don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from Sendwave. Sendwave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With Sendwave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, Sendwave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use Sendwave? Sendwave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about Sendwave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Okay, welcome back to the program. Whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi to join in, well, trying to, as we said on Monday, there was some work going on in his the North London studios, and therefore a bit of finishing touches going on there. So connectivity has been a bit shaky there, but hey, just bear with us whilst the technical team try to sort that out. But let me say good morning to Ajani Ajala. Yes, good morning. I hope you are doing very, very well. Thank you very much for joining us as well. Now let's see. Maybe things are sorted now. We'll have Mr. Olayomi on. Yes. Let's see. Maybe we should have him on. Yes. We should have him on in the next few moments. Yeah, Johnny. Thank God you are doing well. And thumbs up to you as well. Okay. Yeah, but we're trying to get Mr. Olayomi.
Okay, can you hear me back?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes, okay. Good morning to you.
Let me switch the system. I'm not sure why the camera is not being picked on your side.
Okay. Right then. Okay. So switch the system then. Well, as I said, we're trying to sort those issues out from there. It's all the North London studio. Some work going on there, and therefore, from time to time, we do have a bit of but we're doing everything in our power to make sure it's up and running perfectly to suit our well-deserved viewers and listeners. Okay. Yes. All right. So some of the stories that we're going to be looking at this morning, as I did say earlier on, national grid collapses. What caused it? It was caused by external factors. Power supply to improve from July the 1st. Now, since Nigeria's independence, since the time Nigeria discovered that they got all this natural gas, and I mean, I think they even export some to Ghana. I remember back in the day they were exporting some to Ghana. I don't know whether it's so they have got the West Africa pipeline that ran gas from there. I don't know which countries also enjoy that, whether they tap it from maybe Togo, Benin before it gets to Ghana, and maybe running from Ghana through Ghana to maybe what do you call that place? La Côte d'Ivoire, blah blah blah. I'm not sure about that though, but we've not been able to put together our electricity. So I remember back in the day when I visited Nigeria. I was in Nigeria for about a month on a holiday, so I went to various places. I remember going to Ibadan. I went to Abeokuta, and I was based in Lagos, so I managed to go through various places, Victoria Island, well, a few of those places. Okay, so it was lovely. It was lovely. But one thing that I dreaded was the power cuts. It was the power cuts, and I didn't like it at the time because I couldn't. I mean, you'll be there, it just goes off, and that means that the generator at the time, the generator has to come on. I was a student at the time, and then we just I went on a visit with my dad, and then so I was looking at all those things, and then today, we've not been able to sort that out, and we continue to say, oh, it's all based. The causes of this national grid collapse and the fact that Nigerians cannot get all their electricity, up to now, is because of external factors. Interesting. See, we always want to get somebody to blame for our shortfalls. But what have we done? I mean, you look at the case where the big hooks who see to the importation, or who have their hands on the importation of generators. And therefore, those who also have are importing refined fuel into the country, petrol, diesel, and all the other bits into the country to be used by this generator. So let's say petrol is being. So all those people are making huge sums of money, and therefore will not do anything to stop their industry from progressing. So when we talk about external factors, what external factors are we talking about? Was it that people sabotaged the national grid and caused power outages? Are we saying that 1st of July before that will happen? And would that even happen? That is a question on the lips of majority of Nigerians and those of us outside Nigeria today. But what do you think? It's All Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Yomi is on, but okay, let's see whether I think it seems to be going. Oh yes, finally, the technical team have managed to sort it out. So let's quickly go to Mr. Olayomi Koiki, and let me say, Yomi, massive good morning to you.
Well, a very good morning to you back in the studio. Sorry for the slight delay. It's a bit of technicality at the back end here from the studio here. I say good morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the globe, and welcome to Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. The 16th of June 2022, 14 minutes past the hour.
How are you doing, sir? After that wonderful program yesterday, I thought this man, he wouldn't sleep. I think he'll be still sitting up to reflect on what took place. Yes, how are you?
Well, I'm doing very well, and as usual, looking at the weather, very bright outside. We advise our listeners to continue to take as many drinking water, especially if you're going on the London Underground. We've got to remember that the London Underground is extremely hot. I traveled through that yesterday, but as you can imagine, I traveled very light. That means the outfit, the wears, and make sure you have at least. It's always advisable to have the cold water or the warm water with you should you be traveling through the London Underground. I'm doing very well this morning, and like you did say, it was a very fantastic program yesterday. I'm going to give a bit of summary about that in just about a few minutes, but I believe as at this morning, almost about 50,000 people have watched that interview we had on Niger Voices yesterday.
Well, I was just following it, and I was like, I looked at it and I was like, wow. So well done. But for the sake of a few people were asking me, no, we didn't get what she meant by that. We didn't get what she meant by this. And I said, don't you worry. Once Mr. Olayomi comes on this morning, I'll make sure that he interprets or give us a bit of meaning into some of the discussions that took place. So in a nutshell, just summarize what was discussed yesterday, please.
Well, actually, Mrs. Abiola Mudukbeola Onitiri is someone that a lot of Yoruba knows within the self-determination. So what she was giving us yesterday was just the breakdown of what should be expected, as the Yoruba people are preparing to exit Nigeria. She took us through, some of the questions I threw to her was, do we really need the United Nations, approval before, we can become a nation? She told us that, United Nations does not give nation. United Nations purpose is to make sure that there's peace around the world. She talked about the powerful letter that they've sent to, the Queen. I'm talking about, the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, to, the Majesty here in UK, and also pointing in that letter, why they shouldn't have joined Nigeria together in the first place. A letter has also been sent to Prince Charles as well. She talked about, the security, because I did ask her if there will be a declaration, and she did say yes, there will be a declaration, but that is still in the process. She also talked about more than 110 countries have also been approached, not for anything, but for what we can call a recognition. And what do we mean by that? She said that, we are the kingdom before the 1914 amalgamation. And if they are going to continue to operate within a particular indigenous location known as the Yoruba in the Southwest, then that means they need to be aware in advance. As of 3 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, we knew that there was about 100 countries, but it seems 10 more countries have been added to that. She also talked about, why we should not feel, this, superior, having the belief that we need. I asked her, what about the views of the Americans? She talked about America as an immigration country as well, that have a lot of people inside it. But the most important aspect, to summarize it, is she talked about the hope that millions of the Yoruba people are expecting, when we talk about those that are agitating for self-determination. I did ask her, what about those that are already preparing for election in 2023? Should we be concerned about that? She also explained that you don't have to worry, because we are not fighting, for those in the north or the southeast. We are talking about the indigenous people that have been, trapped in what we call Nigeria for a very, very long time. What a very powerful interview. But like I said, we'll be doing more analysis of that because of time constraint. But definitely next week, Wednesday, I'll be bringing in another guest. But this time around, that guest will be able to break it down from the English perspective. The reason why she spoke in our language, because a lot of people might ask that, why didn't she speak in English, so that we can be able to understand what she was saying. We've got to remember that the Yoruba language is as strong, as powerful than the English language as first. And she said, if you remove English from the language that is spoken in Nigeria today, no one will understand each other, and that means that's what we should be expecting.
Wow. Comments coming through is wonderful. I mean, people talking about the program yesterday. Amayo says yesterday's program on Starr Radio was a banger. And then Adebayo, let me say good. I think it's afternoon in Dubai. Let me say good afternoon to you. So what we'll need now is Yoruba Nation. Please, in Dubai, it is not easy. He's looking at Dubai being a challenge living in that particular place, and he's thinking, if my country is okay, I would love to be at home. So everybody's looking at the fact that, well, should Nigeria have worked? It would have been lovely. But if Nigeria is not working, maybe breaking it down would make it easier for everybody to go by and have a peaceful way of living. Why not? Well, okay then. So it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Continue to let your messages come through. And let's go to Mr. Olayomi again in our North London studios, bringing the time now to 11:20. And Yomi, I was talking about the fact that, look, I remember back in the 80s, because I was in secondary school at the time, and I visited Nigeria with my dad, or went on holidays. That time, I remember there was power outage at the time. And I will be watching telly, and then it just go off, blah, blah, blah. Managed to travel around the country, the southern part of the country. For that month that I was there, I really enjoyed my stay there. The only thing I didn't enjoy was the power outages. Now, up to now, they've not been able to solve that issue. And now, what the NERC is saying that, well, the collapse of the national grid was due to external forces, and promising that will come July 1 or 1st July, everything will be sorted out. I mean, we've seen this. I'm talking about the 80s. Up to now, you've not sorted it. So what is assurance that, call it in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be having all that sorted out?
Well, you're quite right. Mr. Garba blamed the recent collapse of the national grid on inadequate gas supply. Let's talk about gas supply. Gas supply is very powerful, and if you look at, the current situation, between Ukraine and Russia, Russia seems to be sending a lot of gas to Europe, and that means, just after the war broke between Russia and Ukraine, there was a lot of changes, and that also have impact on millions of the British, when it comes to, our gas price here in UK. But Nigeria do have gas, but the question is, have been able to extract it? Why is it that the power shortage continue and makes life miserable for millions of Nigerians? But Nigerians will witness improved power supply from July. We hope so, according to what we know. Industry stakeholders intensify their effort, said Sanusi Garba, the chairman Nigerian Electricity Regulator Commission, that says that Mr. Garba gave assurance at the interactive section. This assurance has been going on for a very long time. Most of the period that I've been traveling to Nigeria since 2015, you must have at least one or two powerful generators if you really want to live a better life, because by the middle of the night, you must be dealing with mosquitoes, and that mosquitoes are not as quick, as good as it is. So what that also means that small scale businesses, artisans, plumbers, hairdresser, barbing salon will never experience a good business, because most people have been complaining about not having adequate power supply. And this has been going on in Nigeria for the most part of 40 years unstable electricity in the country.
Interesting. Well, do you think that can be resolved in a couple of weeks, as they are promising? The national grid, everything working on very well? Because I know that Nigeria exports gas to Ghana. They export gas to Ghana. I don't know whether it is still ongoing. I don't know exactly what has happened, but they have the West Africa gas line, the pipeline from Nigeria right down through to, I think, whether to Cote d'Ivoire or those places. So how come Nigeria will run out of it? Well, these are all questions that people want to find answers to. But let me take this opportunity once again to say good morning. Yes, it will be morning in Benin. To Chief Sunday Igboho. I said it earlier on. I was very honored talking to you, very humbled. I mean, I really appreciate it, and I pray that God will, expedite your movement and whatever things that you are doing. May He bring it to pass for you. Okay, I salute you, sir. All right then. Now, so let's come now to the Yoruba liberation struggle. And they say we are committed. So who are the YOVs? Who are they?
Well, we have quite a lot of different organizations that are part of the Yoruba, when it comes to the Yoruba, struggle and self-determination. The Yoruba One Voice are also, one out of so many different organizations that are doing everything in their own possibly best, to promote, the self-determination. We are committed to Yoruba liberation struggle, says YOV, the Yoruba One Voice. According to the Apex Yoruba Diaspora Organization, Yoruba One Voice has restated its commitment to the struggle of the liberation of the Yoruba race, saying the present situation in Nigeria had made the call for self-determination inevitable and therefore need to strengthen the bond of unity in the organization. This was being said by their Secretary General, African Union, Prince Dapo Adesami, said this yesterday in a statement made to the newsmen in Lagos, maintaining that the YOV structure was well organized to achieve his aim. This was just as he insisted that the group's founder, African Union Secretary Dr. Shina Kolomo, was no longer with the body, saying he was ex because of the alleged act capable of soiling the image of the group. We have so many different groups that are operating, across the world, when it comes to the Yoruba, self-determination. YOB is just one of them, just as Ilana Omodua, led by Professor Banji Akintoye, that have decided to stay in Benin Republic because of the attempt on his life by the federal government of Nigeria with his deputy, that is also Professor Adeniran. Remember that when Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, was attacked in his home last year, in just about a couple of days now, it's going to be 1 year. We also still have to remember that two people were killed, animals were killed, people were taken away for months, and Professor Banji Akintoye, the lead of the Ilana Omodua, decided to relocate fully to Benin Republic until Chief Sunday Igboho has been released. He has stayed there because there is still a lot of evidence and intelligence that his life is still an attempt by the federal government. So we have a lot of different groups that are operating, but the most important thing is unity is what YOV is calling for.
Well, unity is what the YOV is calling for. Now, we have the same issue going on in the Biafra area or southeastern part of the country with the incarceration of Chief Nnamdi Kanu. Now, the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion Diocese on the Niger has said that, well, they reckon that the federal government, with the terrorist activities that is taking place, employed in fueling insecurity in Nigeria, is instructive enough to compel the Nigerian military to reject their own strategy to contain them. And they are advocating that, look, release Nnamdi Kanu to douse the tension in the southeast. They are of the opinion that if that is done, now the people, why they say that Monday sit down strike, which is going on, is because they're saying that the only condition that we will leave, we'll stop this, is when you have released why am I saying Sunday? Because I spoke to him. Yes, my boss. Thank you very much. Nnamdi Kanu. So if Nnamdi Kanu is released, then it will douse the tension. Now, what do you think? And what are they saying there? The Anglican Church.
Well, you're quite right. The elders, of the Igbo have always, remember, they visited the Aso Rock, spoke to Buhari, and asked him, to look into, the issues, that is on the table when it comes to the Biafra. The Biafra struggle, has been something that has, been going on, for a very long time, even as much as the Yoruba struggle has been going on. But the difference is, 5 million, Igbos were killed, in a genocide that took place, during 1967, when the war broke out. And since then, they've always, believed that, the unity, the marginalization, the suppression, even though we know the majority of what we call the crude oil today is coming from that region, but the whole region itself is not totally stable. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the Biafra movement, was kidnapped, rendition back to Nigeria from Kenya. It's still an ongoing case, but the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion Diocese on the Niger has said that a different shocking method which terrorists have employed in fueling insecurity in Nigeria is instructive enough to compel the Nigerian military to reach their own strategy to contain them. Also, the Diocese of Niger also said that the current bizarre terrorist method of operation, particularly the one they employ in the recent blood-chilling Kaduna train attack, as well as the different ways they have adopted in launching sporadic attacks in almost every state of the Federation, is an indictment to the aggregation of the Nigerian Security Agency. But what we do know is the Nnamdi Kanu still being held in the custody of the DSS has also ignited what we can call a peaceful civil disobedience. It's not compulsory, it's not mandatory, but every Monday the whole of Southeast is completely under lock and key, and the only reason is until Nnamdi Kanu will be released, and then the decision will decide the way forward and how the Biafra struggle continue as well.
Well, will the federal government hit to that and do it? Well, after all, we've had the elders of the Southeast coming to appeal to the president. Nothing, we've not seen anything about it. I remember the other time they were talking about his advisors saying that he should allow the case to take its own course, and then after that, pardon Nnamdi Kanu. But the speed at which they are even going pertaining to this case, I don't think they will be able to finish the case and then whatever judgment is handed down to him, and then the president will have the time to pardon him, because come next year we're having the elections, and the case has always been adjourned, not allowing Mr. A or the councils for Nnamdi Kanu to come in the way they're supposed to be. But well, if you have any comments, feel free and share it with us. It is Starr Radio UK, 11:31 the time. One other story before I hand over to Mr. Olayomi. Now, ASU strike. Now, it seems there's a stalemate, and therefore there's no movement. This one says that, this one says that, and there's not been any movement impacting the youth, who are the students who are supposed to have, some of them should have by this have completed or graduated, who are still pending. I mean, what more can they do? What is ASU doing now?
Well, just yesterday, I spoke to a concerned, mother that is here in the United Kingdom, but her daughter is part of those that have been affected by the ASU strike. She has literally just paid, for the new term when it comes to, the hostel that the young girl is staying. She's meant to graduate this year. That is not going to happen because the ASU strike, as it is right now, is still a stalemate. And the headline says, strike, we are waiting to hear from the federal government. The striking academic staff union of the university has said it is waiting the response of the federal government on its demand. A report of the federal government renegotiation committee headed by Professor Nimi Briggs met with ASU leadership on Monday this week in continuation of the renegotiation of the federal government and ASU 2009 agreement with 4 university unions, which are all currently on strike. The president of ASU, Emmanuel Osideke, told that the meeting was fair, saying that they were expecting the government to respond to the issues, and the issues is nothing more than payment, salaries, and making sure that the working pattern as well on their own side is something that they can look into. But the question is, who are those feeling the bunch of these? Who are the Nigerians? We are talking about Nigerians that are currently, now stuck within the home, doing nothing, sitting down and waiting for the federal government or the ASU to call off the strike so that they can return back to school. And they say, when you're doing nothing, the devil's mind is always in there as well. Let us take a look at the total number of all the university students that are currently out of strike, out of the university as we speak right now. What are they doing on each day they wake up? Are they doing something productive, or they're just sitting down and having a second thought whether to japa, as a lot of them will say, to leave the country is what that means, so that they can have a better future and have a better opportunity for themselves and their family.
Wow, an idle mind is always a devil's workshop, as Yomi said. What do we do? How do we occupy them? Well, it is already. You can Adeniyi Ade Jibril, good morning to you, and thumbs up to you as well. And thank you very much for joining us. As many of you who are so on the Facebook, those of you on YouTube watching us and everything, that we want to salute each and every one of you. But now let's go back to Jomi. Now, interestingly, running mate. We thought who was going to announce their running mate today. Any information about the 2023 election and the running mates for the various candidates?
Well, we're still waiting, and we're hoping, that will come up very soon. But there's still a lot of, debate on who will be the running mate of each of the political party, either the APC or the PDP. But we'll still have to wait and see, the outcome of that. These are some of the other headline that is also coming as well. We do also know that one of the son, the elder son of the late Chief MK Abiola is also contesting, for the 2023, upcoming election. I will repeat, June 12 presidential election success, says MKO Abiola's son in that headline as well. Peter Obi will starve Nigerians if elected president is a stingy Father Mbaka. That has generated what we can call, again, the social media buzz, after that, Father Mbaka. Father Mbaka is a very popular, we can say man of God, or again a reverend in the southeast. Whoever refused to donate to the church should be the president. It is better to have a president who is gifted, old man, than a young man with a gun in his hand. Ejike Mbaka, a Catholic father and a spiritual director of Adoration Ministry, has slammed the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi as stingy and unfit to be the Nigerian president. What an interesting time, with the ongoing political back in Nigeria. Let's take a look again at, some of the other headline as well. Labour Party not a threat to PDP in Anambra, Oduala. That's coming from the headline as well. And I'm going to take one or two more because of the time constraint, and I'm going to come back again slightly to you in the studio. Also, we have, the other headline. Plateau record monkeypox. That is also issue in Plateau State, and I'm going to take one more, come back again to you in the studio, and then we're going to look into that. APC right INEC to adopt Ahmed Lawan as a placeholder to cling to Yobe not ticket. Remember, Ahmed Lawan was also part of the presidential aspirant until he lost to the current, APC national leader, Ahmed Tinubu, and that means he might still want to have that interest to go back to the Senate, even though it doesn't seem that it's going to be very, very visible or possible, but we wait and see. Let me come back again slightly to you in the studio because we're going to have to bring the show to an end, very soon. Once again, this is Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayomi in our North London studios. I'm Archie here in the South studios, bringing you updates from Nigeria. It comes to work every weekday from Monday to Friday at 11 o'clock. Yes, during the morning show, Mr. Olayomi will bring you the updates. But however, if you are listening to us and where you are, like some of you have been doing, Amayo and Anthony Adedeji, normally they will just post any stories that they think is developing in their area as well. Feel free to do so, and I promise you, we acknowledge you on that one as well. Okay, now we'll go back to what is happening on the social media because we are pressed with time. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, a lot of the buzz is going on. Looking at these Oduduwa Republic, which of the two will you pick for the passport cover? Oh yeah, comment below. Remember that again, Chief Mrs. Modupeola Abiola Onitiri Abiola spoke about the template passport that has been out. I did ask her if that passport will be able to be used to travel from point A to B, and she did said when the passport is ready, it will definitely be used for that purpose. So we'll have to wait and see. So there's an option of 19 different passports that you have to pick on, and you have to send an email to decide which of the options that you prefer to info@ominirayoruba2022.org. So let's take a look at some of the other what is trending on the other side as well. This morning, they just concluded 1 million march in Belgium has been very good. As you can tell, Father Mbaka is currently trending at number 1 this morning. And again, a lot of people have also come back with some of maybe information. On the 7th of September 2021, His Excellency Peter Obi donated 100 million to Bishop Shanaham Hospital of Nursing and Midwifery in Suka, Enugu State. Yet, Father Mbaka has effrontery to tag Peter Obi is stingy because Peter Obi refused to emotionally being blackmailed in 2018. So you can see that they've been saying that Peter Obi donated money to the tune of 100 million, but it doesn't seem Father Mbaka believe that. He believes he's a stingy man. Behold at Peter Obi, the stingy man. So you can see that a lot of Nigerians are already pushing that 100 million that he donated in 2019 to a particular midwife as well. So Father Mbaka, according to Isaac Oladipupo, says Peter Obi wouldn't be Nigerian next president, but then many are plans in the man's heart, but it is the Lord purpose that prevails. So let's take a look at some of the other news that is trending, and then we can wind down from this side. It's exactly 11:39. We talked about the video yesterday, and again I'll just repeat it. The only way to win election now in Nigeria is to win the vote. We know 1 year any other thing. If you win, you win. You lose, you lose. Go home. It seems the video is also now involved in a bit of politics, as you can tell right there. But we do also know that one of his uncle wants to contest for the Osun State governorship. Maybe that's why he's looking at that if you win, you win. If you don't win, you definitely have to go home. Ifa Funshaw at Ifa Funshaw Graphics. Ile-Ife is greater than Nigeria. Ile-Ife, the Bat Yoruba in Brazil, Cuba, Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, Equatorial Guinea, Liberia, Haiti, Caribbean, Benin Republic, Togo, Ghana. Yoruba is bigger than Africa. One people, one culture, one language. It is high time for Yoruba nation. And I'm going to take one more. Professor Joy, I read it this morning, and then let me just give you, the wrap up of what she said. Which way is Nigeria headed? With a question mark. I bought 50 liters of diesel for my car at the cost of 40,000 naira in Enugu. I am wondering, how will all survive this hardship? As a law professor that has reached the last step and stage in promotion at the federal university, I am paid about 400,000 per month after tax. So if I spend 40,000 consecutively for fueling my car on a weekly basis, that is if I remain within my city times, that by at least 200 liters per month, it means that 40% of my salary in fueling. What about other utilities? Electricity, water, rent, food, children's school fees, medical, phone, internet, cooking gas is up by over 200%. Do we resort to firewood World Bank prediction that millions of Nigerians will be driven to poverty level is real. We are in trouble. Water with crippling inflation. That is a professor of law that is already also, complaining, just as over 100 million Nigerians are in abject poverty this morning. Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'm going to come back now to you in the studio.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. But let me acknowledge a couple of you who are on the YouTube channel. My apologies, I didn't do that earlier on. Omo Odua Nimi, Yoruba Nation. Now, say, okay, and Olayomi Kilanko Ogabi says that good morning, Star Radio UK and Olayomi Koiki. Now, Kemi Alakija says, good morning, White Lion. It's only God that can bless you for your impact on getting Yoruba Nation. May the Almighty God continue to bless you and more in Jesus' mighty name. And he says a big amen there. So keep on bringing or sending us your comments as and when. Adewoye Kolapo Joseph. He says, love you. He's saying, I love our Adewoye. We love you to bits wherever you are. Thank you very much for joining us. But Yomi, I know we are pressed with time. Before you, a quick one, because somebody was asking me a question pertaining to Peter Obi. Now, has Peter Obi been that stingy the way this father is talking about, or because maybe he's not donated some money to the father's church? I mean, if you want a president, you want somebody who not just taking the monies from the people, but making sure that the monies are used judiciously.
Well, and that's why they have to go bring out the the 100 million naira check he donated to a midwife nursing home to prove that he's not a stingy man. It's probably maybe the father Mbaka could not get anything out of Peter Obi. Remember, Peter Obi was the one-time governor as well of Anambra State, and maybe as at that time they were expecting a bit of support from their ministry that he never gave, and is now coming back to say he's a stingy man. But as you can tell, that is now trending on the social media with almost 70,000 tweets on that already.
Wow, will the stinginess impact Peter Obi negatively? Yeah, we'll be following that very, very closely. But let me say good morning to Adenike Ofi. Yeah, it's a great job, Koiki, White Lion of Yoruba Land. All right, then, Yomi, before you go.
Well, don't touch the dial, because Archie will take you through the remaining part of the segment of this program. But next week, Wednesday, we're going to be back again with a very powerful guest, that will be taking us through, some other angles that we probably need to know. And also, we're going to be bringing somebody that will still also come and tell us, what is the way forward? Should it be the election 2023, or should it be, the self-determination? We're going to be in touch with Omoyele Showore, and we're going to be hearing from him as well on Star Radio UK. So quite a lot of lineup, before the either an election, no election, all that. It's all going to happen on Star Radio UK. So make sure you continue to click on the notification button and follow us, so that every Wednesday and the rest of the other days, you are not missing anything. And from this end, I'll be back again same time tomorrow. Have a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the globe you're watching from.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Have a lovely day. Yes, and to Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul-Yakin as well, massive good morning to you all. Okay, now let's take a musical break. Bringing you something from Nigeria, one that I've carefully selected, and let us enjoy that. It's a video one as well, so that you can actually enjoy the full music there. So enjoy this whilst I come to you. Peace in Nigeria. Adeniyade Jibril says, I'm proud to be Yoruba man. Yoruba nation now, no going back. Okay, now let's take this musical break.
Woke up to an eerie morning, the children playing. No sounds of greetings, one neighbor to another. Oh, it's quiet and gloomy. Please don't live here no more. No more.
Can't believe how much we've hurt each other. Can't believe the damage we've done. Brothers hurting brothers, neighbor harming neighbor.
Children grieving for their parents, hacked down before their time.
I can't go out. I don't know who to trust. Fear is just the other of the day.
Is this the way we want to live? Ooh, with peace we don't have to grieve. When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace we can work out our differences. Put an end to all the hate. With peace we don't have to grieve. When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace we can work out our differences. Put an end to all the hate. Oh, I know you were hurt. The blow you've been down, so yeah. Cuts deep like a knife, but we mustn't pay back in kind.
Leave no room in your heart for vengeance and hatred, no, no. An eye for an eye, so leaves everyone blind.
Hey, we have our differences, we cannot change things, making war.
Without peace, all dreams are hold. Well, yeah.
Without peace, there's no room to build. So much work to be done to make Nigeria the country of our dreams. We don't have to be. With peace, we don't have to. When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace, we can work out our differences. Put an end to all the hate. With peace, we don't have to grieve. When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace, we can work out our differences. Put an end to all the hate. Wake up, everybody. It's time to build a new day. Enough's enough. Let's put the past behind us. It's only when there's peace that we can build a new Nigeria. Enough's enough. Let's give peace a chance. Give it a chance. Wake up, everybody. It's time.
Okay, so listen at Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A song of peace, or peace for Nigeria. Well, things, it seems, what the writer Chinua Achebe wrote back in the day, things fall apart because the center cannot hold. Seems to be what is happening there. And because of that, people think that, well, the only way is out or exit. Somebody will say that, look at Great Britain. They decided that, well, they have had enough with everything that is going on in the EU and wanted to go their way. So they decided to chart that path that path. There's a path and there's a chart, right? And they are going on with their lives, so why not? But do you think they're going to see any peace? And is there going to be any election come 2023? It's all coming your way from Star Radio UK. You want to know more about all those stories? Make sure that's at logged on Star Radio UK. Because we promise to bring you more on those fronts. But remember, updates from Nigeria comes your way every weekday at 11 o'clock. And then the Niger Voices comes your way every Wednesday, 18 hours. UK time. When I say UK time, so whether it's winter time or British summer time or GMT, it is UK 18 hours. Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We come back and we look at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of Africa as well. It's All Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi guys, this is your friend Urush from Sendwave. Sendwave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With Sendwave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, Sendwave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use Sendwave? Sendwave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about Sendwave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Star Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Arta, you say fire.
It's your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Star Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Welcome back to the program. It is London, of course. Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And of course, I am Archie as well. So you've not missed out at all. All right, wherever you are, tune in, continue to listen to us, and share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. We'll be looking at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. So let's go to Ghana, where we're going to kick it all up from. Now, Parliament will be paralyzed with partisan posture, Alban Gbagrin, the Speaker of Parliament in Ghana, has said. The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Gbagrin, has stated that many citizens have lost faith in the ability and benefits of democracy. What is he saying there? Is he saying what I'm saying or we are thinking? Now, addressing the future of Parliament, Ghana's Parliament, the Speaker stated that the wave of disillusionment that has affected many countries, including Ghana, should be reversed to restore hope in the power and the promise of democracy. Now, the role of Parliament is critical in this reversal effort. Now, Mr. Gbagrin was speaking at the University of Professional Studies, UPSA, Accra, on the occasion of the third eminent guest lecture series on the topic. Now, the feature, my apologies, just bear with me. I've skipped a bit. He emphasized the importance of strengthening Parliament's oversight drive, acknowledging that while Parliament is endowed with broad powers under several articles of the 1992 Constitution, 103, 69, 82, 181, and so on, the legislature's oversight mandate has been the weakest link during the Fourth Republic. But he, however, believes that the only way to effectively implement this oversight function in order to improve accountability and transparency is for both sides of the House to take a bipartisan and neutral approach in how Parliament monitors the management of the state and its resources. Now, the economic incentives and carrots that can be gained for siding with the executive, facilitated by extreme loyalty and strict party discipline, he said, have all contributed to the weakening of the Parliament's position and oversight power. Now, Mr. Gbagrin noted that in the future, Parliament will need to achieve financial autonomy in order for the legislature to be fully equipped with the power to oversee the executive. He went on further to say, he further emphasized that despite the design of the Constitution, Parliament has the power of the purse, and approval from the Consolidated Fund can only be given by Parliament for government to undertake their projects. Ironically, the executive approves Parliament's budget, giving the executive enormous and overbearing powers over the legislature. The current arrangement, in which the executive approves Parliament's own budget, has the potential to undermine the legislature's oversight capacity. So even when it happens that the minority, my apologies, the opposition have a majority in Parliament, it will be difficult for them to make any big waves or actions, because their hands or their wings could be clipped by the executive. Now, under the shadow of a hung Parliament, Right Honourable Gbagrin called for strategic engagement, consensus building, and conflict resolution, which will provide a channel for both sides of the House to approach societal issues with a single goal in mind: the interests of the Ghanaian people. Now, the Speaker also touched on the importance of including traditional and religious leaders, as well as civil society organizations, in the work of Parliament in order to improve Parliament-citizens relations even further. But my question has been, or all this while, has been that Parliament or democracy as a whole for Ghanaians in this Fourth Republic Has it actually panned out the way it's supposed to be? Have we actually benefited from it? Some will say, oh yes, people have benefited from it because maybe they are getting big contracts and stuff like that. But others, majority of the people, have they actually benefited from it? When we have politicians going on the rampage. When I say rampage, not destroying or killing people, but rampage, where they are siphoning the state coffers like no man's business. Now, and when it comes to projects, as whether that particular project is essential, is what the community needs, or it's something that those people think that, well, when we introduce that, it will help us able to make some gains. And just take a typical example of the British Parliament here. Now, look at what the Prime Minister faced a couple of weeks ago, or was it a week ago, when there was the vote of confidence, which he won though. But look at the number of people from his own backbench, his own party, actually against him. Now, can we say, hand on heart, that we can get in Africa that, and especially in Ghana, that somebody from the ruling party, an MP, a legislature from the ruling party, will be able to criticize the executive? Can we have anything of the sort? It's quite interesting. So when some of us say that, look, we don't see the essence of democracy in our part of the world, we need to try to fine-tune it to meet our needs, because at the moment what goes on there, I don't think it's meeting our needs at all. Let's take a typical example about cleaning up of communities to a company. Okay. Now, when it comes to the cities, because of the way we live, that cannot. I can clean my house, but whatever happens outside there, stuff like that, people don't want to know, because they'll tell you that they are paying their taxes, and therefore the taxes should see to do those things. So fine, if that is subcontracted to somebody to do that, no problem. But in a community, in a village setting where Mr. A sweeps or Madam A sweeps the front of their house, and then this one is sweeping, and therefore they clean their hole, they go to the town, and you see that it's all cleaned up nicely. Do you think they need a contractor to come and clean their backyards for them? Somebody will say absolutely no. So what do those people in those community need? And that is how government has to look at things, rather than just imposing. Someone might need a KVIP, others might need pipe-borne water, others might need electricity. So different things. But as citizens or people from that part of the world, do you or have you lost the faith in our politicians? That's the question. Quite an interesting one. But well, Abang Babien said that, do you think a time will come, well, whether the ruling government have got the majority in parliament, or that something has gone on? Let's take the Japan deal that people have criticized for all this while, and then we'll have somebody from the ruling party or a group of people from the ruling party say that is not on, because we see blah 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 blah. Can we have anything of the sort? Well, maybe to not be in our generation. Maybe the next generation will benefit from that. But it's all Starr Radio UK. 5 minutes past the top of the hour. Let me open the lines so that wherever you are, if you also want to hop on, you can hop on. You come on, you make your presentation, and then you go. Someone else comes on so that we can look at all the other stories that we want to touch on as well. Okay, so the numbers to call are 0208-133-2257 or 5802-08133-2257 or 58. Now, if you happen to be in the US, the Caribbean or the Canadian area, now what you can do, just call us on 00171830323737, 00171830323737. Yes, and then you can also tweet or WhatsApp us, and it is 0753966174, 0753966174. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK, and email address is info@starradiouk.com. Yes, I think I've got Mr. Kofi Ali. Let's go to him. He'll make a submission there. Kofi, good afternoon to you. My apologies.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And you?
I'm very fine.
Good.
I think you are making some serious mistakes that need correcting.
I'm making serious mistakes that needs correcting.
Fundamental mistakes, probably the information you have on there are not clear because others have been misusing it. And based on your expression, it shows you think what you are saying is right.
In my opinion, I think what I'm saying is right. You have your different opinion. You share your opinion with us.
It's about the information, what you misheard probably. Let me clear it. We don't have a fourth republic in Ghana. There's no fourth and fifth and 10th republic in Ghana. Ghana, if you check your passport, it's called the Republic of Ghana. So it's not a kingdom, it's a republic. Fine. What you are talking about is when we had under the first constitution, which they say the Republican Constitution under Kwame Nkrumah, there was a military disruption. Then we have another, we reformed the constitution. After some time, the military left, then the new constitution came. So that constitution was also designed along the Republican system. So the second Republican Constitution, then the third Republican Constitution. So what we have now is the fourth Republican Constitution.
And that is what exactly I meant. So when I say fourth republic, that is what I mean.
No.
I didn't say we're going to get another independence from the British. No, that's not what I'm saying.
I think you will understand me. This country, United Kingdom, is a kingdom. It's not a republic. We do not have. I think you are not getting me right. We don't need to argue on this. I've heard this on air so many times. It's the constitution. The Republican Constitution is not the same as a republic. They will tell you France is a republic. They killed the king long ago. That is a republic. Netherlands is a kingdom. Saudi Arabia is a kingdom. Ghana is a republic. Nigeria is a republic. I think it's very simple. But when you are talking about first, second, third, actually what you are talking about are the constitutions that we have been updating as we go along.
And that is exactly what I'm talking about.
That is not what you said.
Now, that is how you are perceiving what I'm saying, but I'm telling you that this is what I mean.
My brother, you didn't say Republican Constitution. We say fourth republic. There's difference between Republican Constitution and a republic.
Okay, fourth Republican Constitution. All right, so let's move on from there. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah.
Look, if we are not ready to learn, then how can we move on?
Kofi, I've told you what I'm saying. So you say what you want to say. Yes, fourth Republican Constitution. Move on to what you want to say next. Yes, go on.
Be patient with me. It's not about what we are saying. It's what we all want to be done right. Now we need to be very careful about the reason why we are even talking. If Olayomi come and they start talking about the Audodua, out of respect, I will not even put my mouth inside because something they think it is right for them. I may think it's wrong. It's not my business to go and because it's about their Yoruba, which is bigger than the whole world, bigger than Africa. Why should I go and put myself inside? It has nothing to do. But as soon as you start talking about the one that has to do with me, because you are not just talking about it, you want a solution. You want a solution, and we all want a solution. That brings us now back to the backbone issue. Backbone. And backbone, I think the problem they are all having, and sometimes even in your own submission, you were comparing the British system with the Ghanaian system. They are totally different things. If you want to make comparison at the federal level of United States, then you can compare that to Ghana, where you have the president and you have the Congress, and then you have the judiciary, the Supreme Court. That is the system we have in Ghana. It's a Republican system. Here they have a kind of a monarchy, which is even not purely parliamentary, where the Queen is the head of state. The problem we have in Ghana, the president, who is the head of government, unlike here, where the Prime Minister is the head of government. Nobody elects him. You understand? He's just a member of parliament. Of course, he's the leader of the majority. Then he has the mandate from the Queen to serve as the head of the executive. And here they call the executive government. And you see, that we are seeing, in our case, what we have is a presidential system. The purpose of the presidential system is what we call separation of powers and check and balance. Now, in our system, we're having challenges, which is what Babin is talking about. What are the challenges? The challenges are that, right, when the president, who is the head of government, double up as the head of state, like the Queen, you don't go about investigating a head of state, but you can investigate the head of government. Prime Minister can be given a ticket. He can be investigated for doing something wrong. But the Queen cannot be investigated. So we have the two lumped into one person. However, the system can check itself. How? If we have parliament, when the president wants to increase any allowance as the head of the executive arm of government for himself, he goes through parliament to get approval for the thing to become a law. If the parliament wants their salary to change, you understand, they go through the president. So the two are checking themselves so that they will not sit in their gallery and be deciding what is the best for them alone. So the system is designed for them to be checking themselves, which we call separation of power. Oh, our parliamentarians just sit down and think they can make money they want. No. They need executive approval. The executive approval, if they are going to do something, they need the parliamentary approval. So the two can be checked on how to use the money of the taxpayer. The bad thing is that while the president is doubling up as the head of state, can you see, the head of state is a different kettle of fish. Even in America, they have serious problems. In France, they have serious problems when you come to the executive who double up as the head of state. And here is the problem we're having in Ghana. When the judiciary are going to increase their salary or they want something to be done, they go through the parliament and the executive, preferably the executive. The president must sign it. So it looks like the president is having power, abnormal power. In this country, they don't. If they have the judiciary separate, and because when you're going to increase their salary, it's an act of law. It's an act of law. So it means salary structure is going to change. It's going to increase. In this country, it goes to the office of the Queen for approval. And you see, the Prime Minister is not the one who sits down there. He is just a member of parliament. It goes to the Queen. Whereas in Ghana, it is the president. And so it looks like the president somehow, when the vacancies become available for who become the, what do you call them, Supreme Court judge, the president nominates somebody, the person goes through parliament for vetting, and then that person then, if the parliament approves it, it goes to the president to sign, and the person gets the job. The same with ministers. Is that not true? So the parliament has got the ability to come. Do you know that if the president comes in with a budget, which the NDC wanted to do, if they have the good number in parliament, if he come in with a budget, the opposition party can hold him to ransom. Don't pass it. If there's no money, how can you run your government? We saw it happen in America, where Mr. Trump wanted to build his wall. They took it to Congress. They refused to pass the bill. So he got trapped. Can you see? So we should understand the way this system works. If we do, then we can see what we are doing wrong. If we bring the British system, which is a very, very ancient system, they've done it for so many years, they have within their own party how to check themselves. In Ghana, our system is not like that. But at the end of it, what do we want? We all want a system that takes care of everyone. That then brings us back to a subject you also introduced regarding how the environment is taken care of outside your house. I think you mentioned that. Good. The gutter, who is responsible in Ghana for the cleaning of gutters? Is it me in my house responsible for sewage, or is the duty and responsibility of the local government? It is their job. Pavement is their job. Can you see? Even when you come to fumigation, it's their job. If they are failing, we associate that failure with our inability to develop. Because in the modern world, things you do in the past where people live in rural areas. Now you need water because we use more water now. People bath, we shower. Can you see? Water. And if you go and read the Constitution of Ghana, you will see that it is the responsibility of the state. The forest in this country, for example, is still under the head of state. It's not the way. Can you see? You can't touch a tree. You can't touch a pigeon. You can't touch this. You can't touch that. You can't touch it. Any animal that is working without an owner automatically belongs to the state. Can you see? Any land that nobody claims goes to the state. They come and start. Now we say we are doing tree planting. And when we plant the tree, some people go and chop it off to go and do their, what do you call it, their firewood. How can we run a nation like that? When we have a gutter, it is filthy and dirty. You pass there, your car go into the gutter. Because the local government have given excuse and they are asking the community to come and clean. Why should I pay my tax and clean the gutter? The cleaning gutter is a job of professionals. It's not my job. Even in my own house. They have a duty to come in and see that I'm living in a healthy environment. In this country, don't you have people go from house to house to check whether people who live there, especially tenants, are living in a healthy environment? In Ghana, ordinary public toilet, we can't even build. That when you go outside and something is wrong and you need to desperately ease yourself, you shouldn't go into the public place to disgrace yourself. The dignity of man. We should have the local government running toilets and making it clean. When you go there, it will be dirty and they'll take your money too. I think something fundamental is wrong with us. But we ourselves don't seem to understand what is wrong with us. It's terribly wrong. Terribly bad. Someone will presume I'm the wife of Chief Abiola, and that is it. Everybody, she's the wife of Chief Abiola. Hello, Abiola had so many concubines. So many.
Kofi. Don't go that way, please. Don't touch that, please.
Hello, do you know how many years I spent in that country?
It doesn't matter. You don't know the person. You don't know the lady. So please, just leave that. Leave that out. No, cut that. You said somebody comes around and say they are wife of Abiola. No.
Everybody know about Mashood Abiola.
No, don't talk about that, please. You didn't follow the story. You didn't know it. Just leave it like that, please.
Okay, I'm just making my case. I'm making my case.
Okay, yeah, be quick. We need to move on to other stories.
One of his married wife. Maybe she's not. He had so many of them for some reasons. And there's nothing wrong with it. If you ask him, he will tell you, my father didn't have too many. I think I have the resources and I can have. And there was a time he was arguing. He said, he's a rich man. For every child he gave birth to, put $1 million in the account of the child. At that time in the past. In other words, he believed that he is helping to create more billionaires. Why not? Can you see? He took the wife of a chief. Yes, she went to visit him, impregnated her. How the chief sent his wife to go and meet Abiola, nobody knows. The stories are there. He has his good side and bad side, so he has his own issue. But that's not what we are talking about. What I'm just saying is that, you see, people have their issues, and they want to talk about it and may see something different. That is their business. They should do what they are doing. In our own case, remember, we have the same problem all across West Africa. But there is none of us whose story is different. All of us, our stories are the same. And sometimes they said, those who are supposed to be leading people are supposed to be very wise people. People themselves can be foolish. There's nothing wrong with being blind. There's nothing wrong with being blind. But when you are blind, led by some people those who can see a nation get great. Not everybody in this country really think very well and they can make good arguments and arrive at sensible conclusion. You meet them, you see that they are not perfect, as some might have wished. However, in our own case, those who are leading us, I think they need to go back and start asking serious questions. Seriously, our president will come out and say God told him to build a church. That is dishonesty. Where did he meet God for God to tell him that? The houses where judges are living and you go and destroy it, use the state money to be building a church. Where we are today, must that be our problem? We have more churches than they have in UK, in Ghana. Too many. Go to Nigeria, I can't even finish it. Yet crime is growing by day. Poverty is growing. Dishonesty is growing. It means the church is not the solution. It's not. Besides, who can stop any man from fellowshipping and worshipping their God? What we are saying, let them eat first. Ignorance should not lead us in the worship of God, because God himself, if he exists, he will be an ignorant person. He will be great. He will be wonderful. He will be beautiful. Let us find a way. Muslims, Christians, pagans, they can live together. Hindus, Buddhists, they can live together. I've seen that in this country. But first of all, we must understand we have a common purpose. The purpose as politicians that will make our people great.
Okay.
China 1.6 billion.
Okay.
1.6 billion. They are doing a wonderful job. Why is it us? With just how many? 170 million people in Nigeria. We don't even know where we are going. It's upside down. Ghana, just 30 million. We can't manage anything. So
okay.
where are we going with this?
All right, Kofi. Yeah, run up.
After, yes, I will stop here.
Okay.
Because there was something we said yesterday, which today even came up again. That has to do with the gas in Nigeria. Whether the Nigerians actually are in control of the gas or not, which is tied to what we discussed yesterday regarding, because my brother Felix came on and said there's nothing wrong in we allowing exporting our crude oil because the Saudis are doing, and I think you should go and check the record. Saudis have got their refineries running.
Okay.
Yes, they
Thank you.
export the largest quantity of oil. I'll come back again and we have a discussion. But for now, please go on with the great work here. Then, finally, I won't go without saying that I may not like some of the things that the way my brother Olayomi discussed. You understand? But I have to be honest with you, he's a wonderful young man that I respect a lot.
Thank you.
It's just to me like Niger Farage. I may not like, you understand, the idea, the way he is here, but he's a great, wonderful man with a lot of energy that really commands respect.
Thank you.
And that young man, may the God he believes really be with him. He's doing it. He believes in something and he's fighting for it. And I respect this young man.
Okay. Thank you, Kofi. All right then. Have a lovely day. Right then, listeners, it is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, 12:24 the time. Let's take a quick break. We come back and we continue with the stories making the rounds on the African continent, and then we'll go to other parts of the world as well. Stay tuned and don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from Sendwave. Sendwave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With Sendwave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, Sendwave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use Sendwave? Sendwave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about Sendwave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 12:27 the time. I am Archie, still holding the helm here. Thank you very much to all of you who are still on the Facebook, YouTube, watching us as well. Let me try to see whether there have been any new comments on the YouTube so that I can share with our lovely listeners. Okay. Okay. It's nothing that there isn't anything there that I would want to share. Okay, Taiwo or Larry Wanjo say thank you so much, brother Koiki there. Okay, so thank you very much, Taiwo, as well. And let me say good morning, good afternoon to Tosino all the way in Moscow. Yes, Tosino, I hope you are doing very well. It's been quite a long time. I hope everything is going on well with you. Okay. Now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds. One more from Ghana, and then we move on from there. The Kofi Bento, who belongs to of Imani, the vice president of Imani Africa, Kofi Bento has stated that the National Cathedral started on lies. According to him, even though government initially announced that it will not resort to the state's coffers in funding the project, there has been evidence to the contrary. In a Facebook post on Wednesday, June 19, he expressed his reservations about the initiatives and bemoaned the tension which has characterized the project. The National Cathedral, building for God, are repugnant idea even for devout Christians. Now, Christians always build our churches without looting scarce state funds. Indeed, the church helped the state not take from it. The project started on lies that will not use it will not use state funds. Then what did we see? The state demolished millions of dollars worth of perfectly fine buildings. Is that not the use of state resources? That is quite an interesting one. Now, after that, it's been a series of terrible things around buildings for God. Bad start, bad process, bad progress, taking state funds, bad communication, endless controversies. He wrote. The post by the private legal practitioner continued, I am fortified in my assurance that Jehovah God, whom we serve, doesn't want this building. He occupies the whole universe and spoke to Moses in the wilderness. So maybe he's going to speak to us in the wilderness. Is there a wilderness in Ghana? Yes, Afram Plains and the northern part, right? Okay. My geography is now outmoded there. No amount of twisted logic around religion, baseless ideas of national righteousness can sanitize the stealing of poor people's money to fulfill a promise to your God. Now, and build a sick monument to yourself on the backs of poor people whilst enriching friends and family. Stop it, he says. The Kofi Bento remarks add to the scores of people public resentment against the National Cathedral. So far, the minority in Parliament has lamented the lack of transparency that has marked the project. And then, interestingly, some information that was coming through was talking about the fact that government has not actually reimbursed the owners of those lands that were also that government took over as well, whether there were properties there or not. Now, award-winning investigative journalist Manasseh Azori Awone and executive director of the Media Foundation of the West Africa, Suleiman Abrahima, have equally added their voice to calls for government to focus on more pertinent issues rather than the National Cathedral. Meanwhile, the membership of the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral has been updated to reflect the exit of Dr. Mensa Otabil, the founder of the International Central Gospel Church, which I did talk about yesterday. Well, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. But that information pertaining to that the owners of the land or the properties that were demolished to make way for this edifice to be put have not been reimbursed. So what is all that about? Well, in recent time, the lawmaker has also been accusing government of siphoning public funds to facilitate a project to propagated as a personal and private pledge. The North Tongo MP has therefore put out documents showing that an amount of 200 million has been dished out for the construction of the project. These monies, he said, were dished out without recourse to parliamentary process or strict public procurement. Interesting. You guys were going to make poo too much and they decided to bypass you. Well, it is All Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. How will you see these people who are criticizing this project? Are they enemies of God? Okay. Well, one other story, Professor Appiah Etua to MPs on payment of ex gratia. Now, what do you think about this payment of this ex gratia? So people go in 4 years, every 4 years, if they've been there for quite a long time, every 4 years they keep on getting it. Okay. But information coming to Professor Appiah Etua of the University of Ghana School of Law has stated that the payment of ex gratia to members of parliament is not justified. As a result, he wants it to be scrapped. Now, speaking today, he said government must stop paying the ex gratia. He insisted that the political elite are taking advantage of the same benefit to milk the state. As such, he urged MPs with a focus on the said benefit to live within their means. No, it cannot be justified. And I think that Parliament should sit up and say that if you are saying that you spend too much due to campaigning and so on, be circumspect in your campaigning, because that is where corruption starts. Now, cut your coats according to your size. If you know you are not expecting ex gratia, you know how to organize your political campaign, of course. And I agree with him 121%. Why? Because they go on with the campaign bribing people. Why are you inducing somebody to vote for you if you have the right policies? Why would people not just vote for you? But because you know that you just put that across and people will not check on it, and when you come after that, the next election you come and say, oh, you know what, we didn't do that because blah blah blah, and you give the dish out some money to the people again. Oh, next time we're going to be doing that, and it go on and on and on and on. Well, that is African politics for you. 12:34 the time, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on to other parts of Africa. Let's look at some of the other stories. Rwanda's opposition figure denounces UK's migrant plans. Well, Rwanda's opposition figure Victoria Inagbere reacted to the cancellation of the first flight that was supposed to carry the first group of illegal migrants from the United Kingdom to Rwanda. Now, Inagbere, whose party is recognized by the Rwandan government, denounced the agreement. The Rwandan authorities are used to upholding a good image for international community to show that they are capable of solving all the problems at a certain moment. You have to be humble and make the right decision. Abandoning this agreement on migrants with the United Kingdom will be the fair decision for the Rwandan government, said the opposition figure. Now, both Britain and Rwanda have faced criticism at home, with at least 2 UN agencies in response to controversial plan aimed at discouraging illegal migrants from entering the UK. But the question is, would they stop it, or will they continue? What do we hope to see? Would they abandon the whole project? and said that, well, UK, you know what? We're not going to be taking that any longer. We think that we have our own problems. Well, who thinks? And what do you think? All right then. Well, let's move on straight to other parts of the world because we are pressed with time. We've got about 24 minutes more to bring the program to a close. Now, interestingly, in the US, once again, the lawmakers are investigating the Capitol riot have shown video of a Republican giving a tour to a man who they say returned on the day of the attack. Now, Congressman Barry Loudermilk, the committee says, was seen with a group that includes a person who was among those outside Congress the next day. The Georgia representative has called it a smear campaign by the committee. He cited a letter from the U.S. Capitol Police saying there was nothing suspicious about his role in the tour. Now, Democrats have questioned whether some Republicans led any reconnaissance tours for visitors who later joined the raid on Congress as it met to certify the President Joe Biden's election victory on the 6th of January 2021. But no concrete evidence has emerged to support such a theory. Maybe it's coincidence. The person came, the person had their own ulterior motive, and then bam, bam, bam. This is what happens. Do you have to hold the person accountable for that? Well, as far as they are concerned, it was somebody who wanted to visit the Capitol, and he just became the facilitator, and then saw them around the place as well, taking them round on a tour. What about that? Well, it's all Star Radio UK. It's your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, some other stories making the rounds there as well. US-led coalition forces say they have captured a senior leader of the jihadist group Islamic State in an overnight raid in northern Syria. The man, an experienced bomb maker and operational facilitator, a coalition statement said. An official told US media that he was named Hani Ahmed Al-Kurdi. Now, a monitoring group said troops were dropped by 2 helicopters in Humaira, close to the Turkish border in opposition held Aleppo province. Now, there were 7 minutes of armed clashes between the troops and people inside the village before the helicopters flew off. The UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights have reported they later landed at a base in the Kobani region in eastern Aleppo province, which is controlled by Turkish-backed rebel factions. It added. A resident of Al-Hamaraya, Mohammed Yusuf, said the troops raided a house on the edge of the village where he believed people from Aleppo were staying. After the helicopters left, we went towards the house and found the women tied up and the children in the field, he told a news agency. They took 1 man with them, but we don't know where the other men are. After we united them, the women, they said they took a man named Fawaz. Okay. The coalition statement said the mission was meticulously planned to minimize the risk of collateral damage or civilian harm. The operation was successful. No civilians were harmed. Nor were there injuries to coalition forces or damage to coalition aircraft or assets. Well, it is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And if somebody in a particular area saw everything that is going on, what insecurity in that particular place and unsustainability when it comes to economic issues and all that stuff, and decide now they want to just cross over and come to the UK where everything is good, where you can make your take. I mean, there is liberalism where you can decide to criticize or say whatever you want to. Freedom. What about that? And they want to embark on their journey to come here. They get to the borders and they said, well, we'll not be able to come in. You have to go through the legal channels, which we know you can apply for it, and they just slam you down and stuff like that. But when they happen to cross the channel, then we have to lead them all to Rwanda. Do you think that Rwanda issue is going to happen, or we're going to see it abandoned? Well, it's all Star Radio, okay? 12:40 the time. Now, last week we did announce the disappearance of Dom Phillips and Bruno Pereira. A suspect leads a place to human remains there. A suspect has led a place to the human remains. The Brazilian police say a suspect has confessed to burying the bodies of missing British journalist Dom Phillips and indigenous expert Bruno Pereira. Now, Detective Eduardo Fontes said the man, Amerildo da Costa de Oliveira, took investigators to a site where human remains were dug up. He said police would work with the Interpol to confirm the bodies' identities. In a statement, Mr. Phillips' family said they were heartbroken and thanked those who searched for the men. Now, Mr. Phillips, 57, and Mr. Pereira, 41, disappeared in a remote part of the Amazon rainforest that is rife with illegal poaching, mining, and logging on the 5th of June. Now, two suspects, brothers Amerildo and Osane da Costa de Oliveira, have been arrested in connection with the case. It brings an end to a 10-day search that involved the Army, Navy, and police. Now, Detective Fontes told journalists the first suspect, Amerildo, had recounted in details the crime that was committed, and he indicated the place where he buried the bodies. Now, his brother denies any involvement. Now, police said they expect to carry out further arrests, adding that the motive for the killings was under investigation. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. May I say it once again, may their souls rest in perfect peace. Well, moving on straight to some other stories making the rounds there. President Macron says France has been alongside Ukraine since day one, adding that it must resist and win. The leaders of France, Germany, and Italy are in Kyiv for high-level talks. Now, Macron, Olaf Scholz, and Mario Draghi aims to counter criticisms of their support and offer help, the financial and humanitarian, but also weapons. The trio inspected war damage on a visit to the town of Irpin, which Russian troops occupied at the war's start. Now, Dmitry Medvedev, a senior Kremlin figure, mocks the visit, saying fans of frogs, liverwursts, and spaghetti love going to Kyiv with zero use. Now, meanwhile, 10,000 civilians are trapped in embattled eastern city of the Severodonetsk, regional governor has said there. A very, very sad and challenging situation there. Well, as I said the other time, is it too little, too late? But it's all coming away from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov says he hopes the visit to Kyiv by the leaders of France, Germany, and Italy will not be focused exclusively on weapons shipment to Ukraine. I would like to hope that the leaders of these three states and the president of Romania will not only focus on supporting Ukraine by further pumping Ukraine with weapons. He says that will be absolutely useless and will cause further damage to the country. Now, Peskov suggests that Emmanuel Macron, Olaf Scholz, and Mario Draghi should use their time with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to take a realistic look at the state of affairs. Mocking them? My goodness. Well, so what are they going to do? Arming them? Well, it's all coming away from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And as I did ask the other time, is it too little, too late when it comes to, sending arms to them? Wow. Nuruddin Yusuf, good afternoon, sir. And God bless you too. God bless you, Nuruddin. Nice to have you joining us as well. Thank you very, very much. I really, really appreciate that. Okay, now one other story before we move on to the UK and have a look at some of the stories there. Now, EU is to unfreeze aid for Palestinians. Now, why is that happening? Why is that happening? The European Union is to release hundreds of millions of euros in aid to Palestinians. Months of delays had contributed to what the Palestinian Authority said was its worst financial crisis. The holdup was caused by concerns that Palestinians textbooks glorified violence and promoted anti-Semitism. Now, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen announced that 2021 funds could be disbursed rapidly after she met Palestinian Authority officials. Now, all the difficulties are gone, she said, in the occupied West Bank, without mentioning whether she had asked for any changes. She had asked for any changes there. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right, then, we got about 14 minutes, so let's try to see how we can, somebody say, manage the time that we have to bring you all the other stories that is left. All right, then. Now, moving on straight to, when I saw the story, I really loved that. I'll come to that in a moment. But again, the EU lead, the EU president, EU nations seeking to reduce their reliance on Russian gas because of the war in Ukraine may soon be able to source supplies from Israel instead. On Wednesday, the EU, Israel, Egypt signed a provisional natural gas export deal at an energy conference in Cairo. Now, the Israeli gas is expected to be sent to liquefaction plants in Egypt, then shipped north to markets in Europe. Now, Israel's energy ministry said it will allow significant export of Israel gas to Europe for the first time. Under the framework agreement, the EU will also encourage European companies to take part in Israeli and Egyptian exploration tenders, the ministry said. Now, that will go on until the tides turn. And when they make enemies of themselves, now they'll think we have to look for plan B, or where do we go else? Well, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, it's wrong for court to intervene in Rwandan plan. That is what the Deputy Prime Minister has said. Now, and Minister for Justice, of course. Now, it was wrong for the European Court of Human Rights to intervene with the plans to take asylum seekers from the UK to Rwanda, Dominic Raab has said. The Deputy Prime Minister said the fly's grounding strengthened the case for reforming human rights laws. Now, the first flight of the Rwandan asylum plan scheduled for Tuesday evening was halted after the court intervened. Now, plans for future flights have begun and the government remains committed to the plan, Priti Patel told the MPs yesterday. Now, we will not be deterred from doing the right thing, the Home Secretary said on Wednesday. The Rwandan asylum plan announced by the government in April intends to take some asylum seekers who cross the channel to the UK on a one-way ticket to Rwanda to claim asylum there instead. Now, the government has said the scheme will discourage others from crossing the channel. Now, up to 7 people had been expected to be removed to Rwanda on the Boeing 767. That's I bet they would have had a whole row to themselves each, or a whole aisle to themselves each. Okay. Well, now, plans for future flights have begun and the government remains committed to the plan, Priti Patel said. Now, we will not be deterred from doing the right thing, the Home Secretary said on Wednesday. The Rwandan asylum plan announced by the government in April intends to take asylum seekers who cross the channel to the UK on a one-way ticket to claim asylum in Rwanda instead. The government has said that the scheme will discourage others from crossing the channel. Up to 7 people have been expected to be removed to Rwanda on the Boeing 767 on Tuesday evening, which was halted minutes before taking off. But despite clearing UK courts, the flight was halted by a late intervention from the European Court of Human Rights, which led to fresh challenges in the UK courts. Now, refugee organizations, politicians, and the Church of England are among those who have criticized the asylum plan. Now, charities and lawyers representing asylum seekers have also launched a series of legal challenges against the policy. Now, Justice Secretary Mr. Rabb said it has been quite wrong for the Strasbourg court to use a special power to block the removal of some of the asylum seekers. It had turned to a little used court rule that is technically not part of the core law of the European Convention on Human Rights, the treaty the UK is part of. He said the court's ability to use this injunction power will end under his planned reforms. The UK High Court was very clear and said there was no realistic risk that the interim period there would have been and any harm to those who would have been deported, the Deputy Prime Minister said. The High Court ruling also accepted there was a material public interest in the Home Secretary being able to carry out her policies. Asked if the UK could simply ignore the European Court's ruling, Mr. Rabb said, not under the Human Rights Act, but we will address this squarely with the Bill of Rights. Now, the Bill of Rights is a plan by the government that will see changes made to the Human Rights Act. Under the plan, the UK will stay party to the European Convention on Human Rights, but will change how it is interpreted by the court. Mr. Rabb said the grounding of the flight does strengthen the case for reforms. Now, we're going to stay in the convention, but make sure the procedural framework is reformed. But to what length? Because it could be that they do that, and then you go on demonstration and you are named, and then the courts are not ruling in your favor. They tell you that, well, that is another court elsewhere, we don't want to know about that. Well, you cannot tell us that we should release the person. What about that? Well, it's going to be interesting time, but it is 8 minutes to the top of the hour. We're going on with the show. We'll be running up the show pretty soon, and but I have got a couple of stories that I want to bring your way. So wherever you are, stay tuned. Don't you think of even going away at all. Don't think of going away at all. It is the Starr Radio UK Thursday edition of the morning show. Okay. Now just move on straight. Before I take a break. Just bear with me. Whilst I line this up before I take a break and bring the final part of the program to you, and then we can call it a day. But this evening, there's not going to be a live property hour show. There's going to be a repeat broadcast of that. But let me say good afternoon to Mr. KB Bossman and Vicky Newton, who are all on a mission searching for some good speakers, experts to be on the platform. You want to know how to get your foot on the property ladder. If you are a tenant, what are your rights in these challenging times? If your landlord decide that, well, the monies that the government is giving, well, they are not going to. You are not going to see that in the rent that you're supposed to pay, reflecting there. What is going to be your take? How are you going to take it? Now, we'll be telling you more on all those things. So continue to stay tuned when the program comes your way live every Thursday at 19 hours UK time. All right then. But now let's just move on. Let's just move on to one other story making the rounds this afternoon before we bring the program to a close, as I've said. All right then. Okay, now the final story before we bring the program to a close. Now, Lord Gate has quit over ministerial code affront. Now, the Prime Minister faced a vote of confidence. He won it. Well, though they're saying that amongst all the prime ministers who have faced vote of confidence, he are the worst of people who were bashing him or who were against him. But Boris Johnson's former ethic advisor, Lord Gate, says he quit after being placed in an impossible and arduous position over a plan to risk breaking the ministerial code. In his resignation letter, he described this as an affront, adding, "I can have no part in this." He told the Prime Minister he had come close to resigning over Partygate, but it was a request for advice on a trade issue that had left him with no choice but to quit. So what trade issue was that? Now, replying to the letter, Mr. Johnson thanked Lord Gate for his services, but said he was surprised by his decision to resign. It had been previously reported that an advisor had threatened to quit last month after the publication of a report into lockdown breaches in Downing Street, unless Mr. Johnson issued a public explanation for his conduct. Now, he said the Prime Minister had not addressed specific criticism in Sir Gray's report on lockdown parties about his adherence to principles for those in public office. He also expressed regret that a reference to miscommunication between their offices implied he was somehow responsible for you not being fully aware of my concerns on the subject, quote unquote. However, he added that these inconsistencies and deficiencies notwithstanding, I believed that it was possible to continue credibly as independent advisors, albeit be a very small margin. So, is that going to impact the Prime Minister's position, or is he going to be able to still go on prodding on like nothing is happening? Well, this is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. We're going to be running up pretty soon, but I've got Mr. Kofi Ali, and let me quickly go to him before we run up. Kofi.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Welcome back.
Yes, Frank, it's a long time we've heard this voice.
Yeah, he's out of town.
He's running the show from the what do you call, behind the curtains.
Yes.
Well, I think it's good to ask of him. And we see when we wake up every day, we see democracy is not working for us. Is that not true?
Yes.
We all see it. I see it. You see it. Everyone see it. And it's not working for us. The purpose of democracy, we all know, is to give us the opportunity to choose the way we want our destiny to be managed, rather than having some military men on some royalties running our affairs for us. Can you see? So it allows us to have an input into the whole thing. In this world, everyone is supposed to work to earn their living. However, so there are certain things we all have to do together, which include helping the needy, those who cannot be able to help themselves. So when most of us have work and have earned a living, out of that, a tax is taken. And with that, the state go about employing police, employing military, setting up healthcare, and so on and so forth. And part of it is to give the needy who need help, so that they can do what they have to also survive as members of our society, rather than becoming a nuisance. Do we agree on that?
Yeah.
Then we have a person who is aspiring to be a politician, to occupy a state office, whether as a minister, as a governor, or as a president. And this person is accused by someone that is stingy. And none of us saw anything wrong with the man being asked said to be stingy. How can you be stingy? In economics,
be quick, because you have just got a minute to run up the program.
Manage resources properly. But when you have a nation where then the person comes independent of himself to say he gives some people 100 and something million, then ask yourself, is he going to win the election to turn himself into Father Christmas? If he uses his own pocket money to be giving people, so that they won't say he's stingy at the time he's looking for the office. When he gets into the office, he will find the money back. Then who do we blame? I will rest my case here because there's no time on our side.
Yeah.
I will come again when the opportunity allows me, because these are silent issues.
Okay.
But until we learn to talk about them, we're still making the same mistake and they're expecting a different result.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin. Listeners, this is where we bring the program to a close. But let's take this quick commercial break and I'll bring you one tune and then we'll be out of here. Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Ministers, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie, Ada Ahi.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
During the course of in the next few weeks, should be our guests on the show where she'll be throwing more light on that event, the Lady to Lady event. Well, it's a good platform for ladies to go fellowship and enjoy and advise themselves. All right, what about that? Okay, so listeners, let me say thank you very much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure coming your way. To all of you who were on the Facebook, on YouTube, and everywhere that you listen to us from, I salute you and I really appreciate it. And I say, God bless you. All right, so we'll come your way tomorrow with another edition of The Morning Show. It's been me, Archie. But hey, the problem of Africa. Enjoy this song from the Zongo Man. When it ends and you don't hear from me, then it's been me. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye for now.
The problem of Africa is the lead. Africa. Who run things, who run things, who run things. The problem of Africa is the lead. Africa. Who run things.
Thanks for listening.